Welcome, everybody, to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show presented by Caesar Sportsbook. Caesar Sportsbook, the home of Caesar's Rewards. Caesars is with us all season long, from the regular season throughout the NFL playoffs all the way through to the big game. And just for the home stretch of the regular season here, we have a brand new offer from Caesar Sports. You head over to Caesars.com/sportsbook-n-casino, and you use our code PIKE DYW.
Pike DYW.
DYW stands for double your winnings.
All right.
Under this new offer, when you make your first cash wager of at least $1 or more, could be anything, you will receive 100% profit boost from Caesar Sportsbooks to use on other events after the first bet is made.
That's an awesome thing. So
it's a very unique promotion in the marketplace. A lot of people don't have that.
They're pretty creative at Caesars, so good for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So brand new offer, Pike DYW, for those listening instead of watching us on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're heading into Week 15, the NFL regular season here. Home stretch, a couple games left for everybody. Had one of my worst weeks.
I had a terrible week. I didn't even win one game.
Well,
boy, awful.
I only won one game, so out of the three. But we do every week. We go through and we go against each other, pick 3 games each. But before we do all that, we've been doing a look back at the previous week's games and picking out some stats and facts that have come out from the previous week's NFL games.
I don't know if it's because we just started doing this segment this year or this season, but it seems like every week there's some historic event or there's some record being broken that is just absolutely amazing. That's what makes this season so great. I mean, I'm doing terrible picking games, but I'm enjoying watching what's happening because it seems like history is being made in the NFL every week.
Well, again, the offenses are becoming more prolific. The defenses are becoming also very interesting to watch, especially some of them that just can't finish a game. New York, I'm looking at you. Both teams, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, both New York City teams.
Yes.
New York City area teams were terrible. But the other New York team, the Buffalo Bills, did quite well.
The New York State team.
New York State team.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that was history-making kind of thing. It's fascinating to see all the stats and records being falling every week.
But we're going to go through some of the high points of the previous week, and we're going to start off with Detroit. With their win over Green Bay, the Lions are now 12-1. Their win streak has reached 11 games. That's a franchise record.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever been this record ever. This is the best record they've ever have in their history, their long history.
Yes, both the 11-game winning streak, a franchise record, 12-1 is a franchise record for the most wins in the season.
I don't think they've ever been 12-1.
Nope. It's also the first time since 1995 that they've reached the playoffs in back-to-back seasons.
Okay.
Nice to see that with Detroit. Going over to their NFC North compatriots, we've got Minnesota. We've got 2 little stats coming out of Minnesota's. The 42 points Minnesota scored have been the most since that team has scored since Week 7 of 2019.
You know, that was one of the games I picked last week, and I was in good shape going into the fourth quarter. That's when the Vikings just opened it up.
Well, speaking of the Vikings, their wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, became the first receiver in NFL history to record 7,000 receiving yards in its first 5 seasons.
That's just absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Amazing talent. And you know, he caught a touchdown last week, and I think when I was watching it, they said it was his first touchdown since October, which is shocking to me. You know, you figure he's like a scoring machine, but not really.
Well, Sam Darnold has to give him the ball more.
Yeah, I guess so.
Moving over to the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints blocked their second field goal in the past 4 games when they played the Giants.
You know, I'm not a Giants fan, and we have a lot of people in our family who are Giants fans. And I when that kick was blocked, I'm sure it hurt at the end there. And I saw a Giant fan with her head in her hands after it was blocked. But in the long run, it could be the best thing that could have happened to this team. I mean, certainly they made a game of it. You know, no one picked them to be that close in the game, and they were very close to really winning the game. They had a good effort, but they lost, which means, you know, in terms of draft picks, they're in a good position. I'm not one of those guys that tank a season for a draft pick, but you know what? You got to look on the bright side on that one.
Well, ironically, the Giants had that field goal blocked. The Saints are tied with the Giants, as well as the Steelers, with the most blocked field goals in 2024.
Yeah, but you were talking about the Jets and the Giants, both heartbreaking losses.
Yes. Well, let's deal with the Jets right now.
Oh,
I
okay.
have some notes coming out of the Jets' loss to Miami. Jets are eliminated from the playoffs for the 14th straight season.
Wow.
Not only is that the longest drought in the NFL, it's the longest drought of any professional sports.
Okay, congratulations,
Yes.
Jet fans.
Love being in the record books for that. Here's another one for the record books. The Jets-Dolphins score was 32-26. That was the final score. First time in NFL history a game has ended with that score.
I saw that, and I'm shocked about that.
Well, they call it scoregami.
And any time I see a stat like that in any sport, this is the first time that score has ever been reported in this game. It's shocking to me, considering how long they've been playing professional football.
Going back into the NFC East, we just talked about the Giants there. The Eagles. Eagles won their 9th consecutive game, tied for the longest winning streak in franchise history.
And by the way, I lucked out on the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles were playing terrible in the first part of the game, so the odds dropped, and I got the Eagles in-play bet for, it wasn't 14 points, so I did well in my in-play betting at the Eagles.
Staying with the Eagles, we've got Saquon Barkley, their brand new running back, which the Giants are regretting every single moment and letting go. He had 124 yards in the game, and with that, he is now the franchise single-season leader in terms of rushing yardage.
That same game, he jumped over Wilbur Montgomery and also LaShawn McCoy.
Yes.
So, very big game.
Yes.
And the win streak too. The Eagles win streak. I don't know if you touched upon that.
I just said it. 9th consecutive win. Longest winning streak in franchise history. 1960, 2003, and 2017 all had 9-game winning streaks. Mm-hmm. We'll see if Sirianni can keep it together again.
Right.
They had that collapse
if he implodes like he did
last,
I don't think there's enough time for him to implode. I shouldn't say that. They got the Steelers coming up next. So
speaking of records, we've got the Las Vegas Raiders tight end Brock Bowers recorded his record-setting 87th catch of the season.
Wow.
He passed Detroit Lions Sam Laporta's mark of 86. That was set last year.
Okay.
So he has 87 and a couple games left to go.
All right. Good for him.
Jacksonville Jaguars playing with Mac Jones under center instead of Trevor Lawrence. We have the Jaguars winning their first true road game since Thanksgiving of last season.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Also,
it sounds like
they won over in London.
I know.
So,
things are going well for Jacksonville.
Yes.
Huh? Okay.
They also were involved in the NFL's lowest scoring game of the season, 10-6 victory over Tennessee.
Wow.
Which I was on the wrong end of.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. The Bears. Always something interesting with the Bears this season. Chicago's 4 total yards in the first half were the fewest in any first half of any team since at least the 2000 season.
I had the Bears last week, and my God, the San Francisco walks into that game literally limping because everyone's hurt and the Bears can't score.
Well, last stat for the week here, we've got the Bills-Rams game. Bills-Rams was the first game in NFL history in which both teams scored at least 40 points and did not turn the ball over.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yes,
says a lot about the teams.
Well, a lot of people are saying it's a lot about Buffalo that they couldn't get to the quarterback, too.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of interesting to see that as well. So a lot of people are concerned about the Bills going into the playoffs.
I don't know. It's they look pretty powerful to me. So.
Well, that's our look back at Week 14. We're heading into Week 15 here. We're going to be doing our pick segment after the break, but we'll go through the rules real quick here. Again, we're using Caesar Sportsbook lines midweek, so please check the lines before you place any bets after hearing our analysis of the 3 games each that we're going to be doing. Like I said, we do 3 games each. We compete against each other. Mm-hmm. Point spreads and totals. We don't do money lines for the show, and we do know each other's games for production. A little transparency.
Yeah, so we know which games to put first and talk about first, but we do not know what bets we have on what game or what we're taking, whether it's the total or the side. And
just to recap what we did last week, you mentioned you went 0-3.
Zippo.
I went 1-2. Season standings, 19-22, and 1 is you.
All right.
I'm 28-14. I still have a 6.5 game lead.
I'm going to make a big push these last couple of weeks. So
this is when I usually crap out.
It'll be phenomenal. Just watch me. Watch me go.
Over the 8 years we've been doing the picks, I always crap out at the end.
Okay.
So, and even in the playoffs, I'll have some issues too. But right now, I'm having my best season.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so that won't last too much longer.
Okay.
Now that I brought that up.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said anything.
Yes.
That's like the kiss of death.
But again, we use Caesar Sportsbook midweek lines. Again, Caesar Sports has the brand new offer, Pike DYW, when you sign up at Caesars.com/sportsbook-n-n casino. Make your first $1 or more wager, cash wager, and you will receive 100% profit boost from Caesar Sportsbook to use on any events after you place your wager. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show presented by Caesar Sportsbook. Back right after this. Doug and Dave from Turnpike Sports here to talk about one of the more unique food delivery concepts that we've come across out in the market today, and that's Try the World.
Oh, it's amazing. But by the way, we've had that box right behind you for a couple days now, and you know how much self-restraint it took for me not to eat through that box? It's just amazing stuff in there.
Well, it's a very unique concept in the marketplace here. One of the things people love about when they travel is trying the foods in the different places, whether it's domestic or international travel. And this is where Try the World comes in, because nowadays some people don't have the money or the time to actually go around traveling all the time.
By the way, if I ever tried to find the foods that are in that box in my local markets, it would take forever. Let me tell you something. Belgian chocolate covered strawberries.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Look at this. I got all the chocolate stuff out of the box, by the way. Milk chocolate with whole hazelnuts.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, look at these things. One of the things, dry roasted nuts from Japan.
Oh, by the way, I'll be munching on them at the Turnpike bar later today.
Yes.
And look at this. Look at this. This is the first thing that caught my my attention opening the box. It's I've never heard of these, but I can't wait to try them. So see, that's the amazing self-control I had, because I would have eaten through that box within an hour of getting it.
Well, if you'd eaten through the box, we wouldn't have anything to talk about
I know.
now.
Well, that's why I didn't do it. So, but thank you, Try the World. It's absolutely amazing.
But, Try the World, you can get snacks, drinks, anything really, chocolates, peanuts, all these different things from a different part of the globe delivered right to your door. As a matter of fact, Try the World is very simple to use.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Actually, if you go to trytheworld.com, and what you do is when you get to the homepage, you click on this big button that says Start Your Food Journey.
Okay.
Very cool thing to say.
Absolutely.
Start your food journey. And what you do is you go through a list of different ways to organize what you're ordering. You go through, choose the box size, which is dependent upon the number of snacks you want. Then you choose the countries you want the snacks to come from, or they have a button there that says surprise me, so they pick and choose what you want, and then you choose your subscription rate, whether it's 1 month, 6 months, 9 months, over to a year. Well, it's that simple.
Yeah, no, I have to tell you, I was pleasantly surprised, and I can't wait till we're done talking about it so I can start eating it, because I'm eyeing these Belgian chocolate things, by the way.
Well, the one thing everyone has to do when you go to checkout at trytheworld.com is make sure you use our code PIKE, P-I-K-E, to get 10% off your purchase or even your subscription. Whatever you're doing, whether it's one box or a whole year's worth of boxes, you make sure you use the word PIKE when you're going through the checkout, and you'll get 10% off your purchase.
And by the way, it's one of the most unique gifts you can give someone. I mean, it's just amazing, especially this time of gift-giving season. You never know what to give people, and this is perfect for everyone.
Well, this is a perfect gift for everyone else, but also
Absolutely.
You can give yourself the gift, too. There's nothing wrong with giving yourself a gift of Try the World.
Absolutely.
It's one of the best things out there, trytheworld.com, promo code PIKE.
Can I eat now?
I'm hungry.
Okay.
With costs going up, Adam and Eve is the best deal around. With 50% off a sexy adult product at adamandeve.com. That's 50% off right now when you point the camera on your smartphone at the code on the screen. Don't get up. Just open your camera and point it at the screen. Hurry! You'll also get 10 free gifts, including free discreet shipping at checkout. This is your chance to get more for less. So scan now for 50% off plus 10 free gifts from adamandeve.com.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show presented by Caesar Sportsbook. Caesar Sportsbook, the home of Caesar's rewards. Caesars will be riding with us all season long, regular season, NFL playoffs, the big game, and just in time for the home stretch, they've come up with a new offer. If you go to Caesars.com/sportsbook-n-casino and sign up with our promo code PIKE DYW. The DYW stands for double your winnings. You make your first cash bet of $1 or more, and Caesars will reward you with 10 100% profit boosts.
Nice.
To use on other types of sporting events.
Nice.
As always, 21 and older, problem gambling, 800 Gambler. Terms and conditions do apply to the offer, so please check those out. And also, don't forget to link in your Caesars Rewards account.
Absolutely.
Here we are in our pick segment for Week 15 of the NFL regular season. And I'll go through the rules one more time here before we get into the analysis. We do 3 games each. We play against each other. We've been going all season long here. We'll go through the playoffs as well as the big game, 3 games each. Or actually, when we get to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, it's 3 bets each sometimes. So 3 games each against each other. We use Caesar Sportsbook midweek lines. As always, check the lines before you place a bet. They will change by the time we have recorded this to the time when kickoff comes up. They may have changed.
Yep.
So always check that. And we do point spreads and totals.
I got to tell you, check them during the game, too, because you can make some money live in-play betting. So.
In-play betting's a big thing.
Nice. Yeah, I did well last week. I didn't do well in my picks last week, but I did well in my in-play betting.
And as always, point of transparency, we know each other's games for production purposes, formatting purposes. This week, I don't think we have anything in common.
No, I'm glad, because, I got to make up some ground here.
Yes.
So, and I made some pretty interesting picks that I never thought I would make earlier in the season. So, there's a little teaser there for you.
Well, with that tease, let's head on over to the first game of the week. First game of the week for me, the Cincinnati Bengals favored by 5 points at Tennessee Titans. The over-under is 47 even. It started out as 47.5. It's dropped down to 47 between when I chose to do this game and our taping time, which is kind of interesting. The Titans, what are you going to say about Tennessee? I went with the Titans last week, and they kind of bit me on the butt there by not even showing up into that game.
Boy, what a boring game that was.
Yes, the lowest scoring game of the year, too.
Jeez.
But the Titans have the worst record of any NFL team against the spread this year, 3-10 against the spread. That's crazy to see that. We're seeing Will Levis, who everyone thought should have moved ahead in his development, seems to have taken a step back. Still a turnover machine.
Yeah, he should lay off the mayo.
Yes.
Did you see his commercial?
Yes.
All season long, that was the commercial. I've been wincing every time I see that. So.
Well, right now they're facing a Cincinnati team that just had a very fortunate win against Dallas over what was that, last week with that block punt mistake by Dallas over the Simpsons game there.
Was the Simpsons game, just forever known as the Simpsons game. I saw the graphics on that. That was pretty cool. I like that.
Dallas really homered it up. So
nice.
There you go. While Tennessee's defense is ranked in the top 10 of a lot of categories, they are not in the top 10 in terms of rushing the passer. So I think with the way Cincinnati's been playing lately, we should see a nice clean pocket for Joe Burrow, even though he did seem to hurt his knee again in that Dallas game. It's going to be something to watch down the road here. But on the other side of the ball, Will Levis has the highest sack rate of any NFL quarterback now. And with Cincinnati's edge rusher, Trey Hendrickson, leading the league with 12.5 sacks, he should have a good day.
Oh, he should have a field day.
Or if the Titans pay too much attention to him, somebody else is going to have a better day too. But right now, the Bengals have a record of 4-2 against the spread when playing as at least 4.5-point favorites this season. They're 6-1 against the spread in away games this year, which is kind of interesting, even though with their record not being a winning record here. Tennessee's 1-5 at home this year, and they have not covered at all at home. So with all that, I'm going Cincinnati and laying the 5.
All right, my first game is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are favored by 3 points with an over-under of 45.5 points. I guess the Chargers are getting the 3 because of home field, but I got to tell you, I love the way the Buccaneers have been playing. They have 3 straight wins. Their offense is 3rd in total offense and 5th in scoring. And I got to tell you, like I said, the Chargers are probably getting the 3 because they're home, but they haven't really done a lot at home. Here you go. The Chargers have failed to cover the spread in 7 of their last 8 home games against teams with a winning record, and the Buccaneers have, on the other hand, have won 10 of their last 11 road games in December and have covered the spread in each of their last 5 road games against AFC West opponents. Like I said, sure the Chargers are home, but they're having trouble covering at home. So, and when you get Tampa Bay getting points, I love Tampa Bay in this one. So I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
See, I actually have been riding Tampa Bay for the last 2-3 weeks. I jumped off it this week.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe
Yeah. Something about this game just didn't
see
sit
now.
right
Now
with
I'm
me.
worried now. So, but
Probably not.
look, the
Probably
Chargers,
not.
the Chargers in August, man. I love the Chargers so much.
Everyone
talent,
loves the Chargers in
so
August.
much great coaching, but just at home, they're not doing as well as expected. So, and since the Chargers are home and Tampa Bay's pretty much on a heater, so I think that's going to continue, and I think at least Tampa Bay will cover. But I like Tampa Bay in this one.
All right, let's head over to the second game of the week. Second game of the week for me. Washington Commanders favored by 7 at the New Orleans Saints. There's an over-under of 43 even at the taping time here. The Saints are just 3-4 at home this season, and they just barely beat the New York Giants on a blocked field goal last week. They're facing a Washington team coming in off a bye, and they're going to be without Derek Carr more than likely. No real definite word yet about Derek Carr playing or not. But if Derek Carr doesn't play, that leaves Alvin Kamara as the only offensive weapon they have on the field. They don't have their Taysom Hill. They don't have Olave. They won't have Derek Carr. All they got is Alvin Kamara. Kind of interesting situation for the Saints. But on the defensive side, both teams, neither can stop the run. I think the Saints are ranked 25th. The Commanders are ranked 27th against the run. So we should see a lot of running this time.
Yeah.
But the Saints defense, kind of interesting. I don't normally see the Saints ranked this low or high in the rankings here. They're allowing 5.9 yards per play, that defense. So I'm thinking maybe Jaden Daniels and company should be able to move the ball pretty well against New Orleans here. Plus, you factor into the fact that Washington is still alive for a playoff spot.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, they're a dangerous team.
Yes.
I think out of all the teams in the NFL, Washington's a dangerous team.
So I really think they're going to be playing well here, and I'm going with Washington and laying the 7.
All right, my next game is the Indianapolis Colts at the Denver Broncos, who are 4-point favorites with a total of 44 points. Now, when you're talking about a home field advantage, the Broncos have it. I mean, they're on a roll at home, winning their last 3 home games. And I love seeing the development of Bo Nix. He's completing 63% of his passes with 17 touchdowns and over 2,800 yards. And I see their home winning streak continuing. The favorites have won each of the Broncos' last 9 games, and the Broncos have covered the spread in each of their last 7 games as favorites. On the other hand, Indianapolis has lost each of their last 8 games as underdogs when playing with a rest advantage. You got to remember, Indianapolis is coming in rested, but that's not a really big advantage if you're looking at the trends. Also, the Colts have failed to cover the spread in 5 of their last 6 games as underdogs with a rest advantage. So the rest advantage doesn't do the Colts very much help. I think Denver will keep their home winning streak alive, so I'm taking the Denver Broncos.
All right, let's head on over to the last game of the week. Final game of the week for me, and I went with an over this time. I'm telling you right now, I haven't done a total in a while here, but Buffalo Bills at the Detroit Lions. It's a 2.5 points favor. Detroit's favored by 2.5. There's an over/under 54.5. When I first started looking at this game, Detroit was only favored by 1 point. It's now gone 2 to 2.5. By taping time, there's an over-under of 54. That opened up at 55. That's gone down. It's weird seeing the point spread go up and the total go down here, but Buffalo's just 4-3 away from Highmark Stadium this season. Detroit's on an 11-game winning streak. Detroit is 12-1 straight up, but they're only 9-4 against the spread this season. They used to be the against the spread team, much like what the Colts are for Indianapolis here, but they failed to cover in 3 of their last 5 games. Both teams are coming off games where there was a lot of points scored, more than 55 in each of those games. 62 in Detroit's game against Green Bay and 86 in the Bills-Rams game. That 86 is still an amazing point right there. The over is 5-0-1 in Buffalo's last 6 games. And while the over is only 2-2 in Detroit's last 4, Buffalo's weakness is their secondary this year. I know they're getting Milano back and they're playing a little bit better, but their secondary is still really the weak point of that defense. It's something Detroit should be able to exploit. So I'm going to go and say this is going to be a fun game to watch. I'm going with the over 54.5.
All right, my last game is the Dallas Cowboys at the Carolina Panthers, who are favored by 2.5 points with a total of 43 points. I never thought I'd say it this season, but I like the Carolina Panthers in this one. As of late, Bryce Young has looked pretty good, and so is the entire Panthers team. I was pretty impressed with them playing the Eagles last week, and it was a lot closer than I thought, and they were pretty good at moving the ball. So I kind of like them in this one. And on the flip side, Dallas Cowboys have just been awful. The Cowboys have lost 4 of their last 5 Sunday games, and the favorites have won 7 of the Cowboys' last 8 games. I mean, the Panthers have covered the spread in 7 of their last 8 December games against NFC opponents. Meanwhile, the Cowboys have failed to cover the spread in their last 4 games in December. The Cowboys are just playing bad, and just the season can't end quick enough for the Dallas Cowboys. So I never thought I'd say this. I never thought this day would come, but I'm taking the Carolina Panthers in this one.
All right, that's a surprising choice.
Yeah, but, I was impressed with the Carolina Panthers last week against Philadelphia, and I was just that unimpressed by the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm taking a shot here, the Carolina Panthers. Plus, I knew you wouldn't pick them, and I need to make some ground on you. So I'm taking the Carolina Panthers.
I'll tell you,
let's go Panthers.
I'll tell you, Dallas is one of the more surprising teams of the year in the opposite direction, because between New York Giants, New York Jets, you got the Dallas Cowboys and Chicago Bears. Those are the 4 most disappointing teams of the NFL right now.
Well, look, they have no running game whatsoever. No. They're hit by injuries like you wouldn't believe. The Cowboys are. Same way as the 49ers. I mean, I went against the 49ers last week because of their injury situation. It ended up biting me on my butt. But it's just injuries is the great equalizer, and it just could be devastating to a team. And the Cowboys are, hit with the injury bug, and just like the 49ers. So, like I said, the season can't come quick enough for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, those are our 3 games for the week. We'll be right back to wrap up and do a recap of the analysis. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show, presented by Caesar Sportsbook.
If you don't have final expense life insurance, this message is for you. LifeCare provides valuable information about whole life insurance to help cover final expenses, medical bills, burial costs, and other final expenses. A final expense life insurance policy is fast and available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exam, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral costing $9,420 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses. Your premium will never increase. Your policy will have a cash value and a death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense life insurance with a lifetime lock, call 800-601-9488. That's 800-601-9488.
Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand. Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show, presented by Caesar Sportsbook. Caesar Sportsbook, the home of Caesar's rewards. Here we are at the week 15. We're at the end of the show. We just did our 3 games each, so let's recap for everybody out there.
Okay, I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the LA Chargers, who are favored by 3. I'm taking the Denver Broncos, who are favored by 4, against the Indianapolis Colts. And, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm taking the Carolina Panthers to cover the 2.5 points against the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm doing Cincinnati laying the 5 against Tennessee. I'm going with Washington laying the 7 against New Orleans. And I'm taking the over 54.5 in the Buffalo Bills-Detroit Lions game. That's going to be fun for me to watch. These picks will be put up on our blog in written form, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. You'll see the picks there. Feel free to comment on the blog. Feel free to email us, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Happy to hear your comments, or your picks, or even anything else you have to add to the show.
Yeah, who else is picking the Panthers this week?
Probably a lot of people.
Really? You think so? Okay.
As always, social media, you can follow us on Instagram, Turnpike Sports Radio, Facebook, Turnpike Sports. You can also follow us on X. We are at Turnpike Sports and Turnpike Bets. There's 2 of them there. So please feel free to follow us and comment wherever you see us. We love interacting with everybody.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike. Good luck, everyone.